everybody. So, if you watched Abby's video, then you know what this one's all about, but if you didn't, just in case, I am going to be making Adobo chicken. I don't know why I said it that way. On Abby's channel is specifically the way to make the sauce, and on this channel is the way to make the entire meal beyond that. So, first step is thawing your chicken, making sure that it's completely thawed. We have done that. Yeah, that's the first step. So when it comes to chicken, what Abby and I use are chicken thighs, specifically those with the bone in and the skin on. Now we have cooked with boneless, skinless before, and it's not as good. It tastes a lot better when you have the bone in and the skin on. So that is what we recommend when it comes to cooking adobo. So the recipe that I am going to be discussing is using that specific chicken. So just keep that in mind as you are moving forward. So what you're going to want to do once your chicken is thawed, and if there are any parts of your chicken that aren't thawed, you can go ahead and just run it under some warm water just to get those ice particles off of there. So once you have that, then what you do is you stick it in your pot. This is a pot. Skin side up. And make sure that it gets skin side up. For reasons that I will talk about later.
Ooh. Do you know the reasons, Jeffrey?
I don't know the reasons, actually, so I shouldn't have said that.
Well, now you got to talk about them. Later has come, Jeffrey. What are the reasons?
Oh, no, I don't know, Abby.
Come on, Jeffrey. Multitasking.
I do this because Abby told me to.
That's the reason.
And then once you're done with this, make sure to wash your hands because you don't want cross-contamination.
Yeah.
I learned that.
Oh.
Yeah, didn't notice it when we first made this.
I don't even remember that.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no!
Alright, so once you have gotten the chicken in the pot and you have washed your hands, then you add the marinade that you made earlier. Make sure to check out Abby's video once again, if you haven't, to see how to make the sauce. And then, once you get that in, you'll set a timer. I have one right here. Rule of thumb is at least 20 minutes. We usually do between like 25 and 30. It's pretty big pieces, so I'll do like 28 minutes. So you set that alarm, and then you just kind of wait until the time goes out. So we'll be back to you once that timer runs out.
Do you want me to do stuff?
Yeah, so once the timer goes off, the first thing you do is flip the chicken. Abby's gonna do this for me. I hold the camera.
Yeah, Jeffrey usually does this, and he does a very good job.
Yeah, that's fine.
It was a big guy.
That was a big guy. Yeah, flipping the chicken can be tricksy, because sometimes when you put them in, they fit, but then you have to flip them, and then they don't fit anymore, because they're shaped differently. Not really shaped differently, but it's a different side.
It's like you're taking a puzzle and you're flipping each individual piece upside down. They're not going to line up anymore.
Yeah. So this can be a bit of a tricky part, but usually if you just kind of keep at it, you'll figure out the thing.
Check out our little safe fork area.
Yeah, a little safe fork area.
So
make sure put it on that instead of on the surface that you're gonna put other things on. And once that's done, then you will turn the burner on.
You want to turn the burner on? You want me to turn the burner on?
Burner on.
Yeah. Oh, I was going to do the wrong one. It's a good thing you're doing it. I was going to do the right one.
You're going to do the right one.
I said something.
It's a bad thing that I'm doing it, apparently. We are both doing real well. You're going to turn it to the highest setting, and then you're going to wait for it to boil.
Boil!
Thank you. Abby.
Jeffrey.
While we're waiting for the pot to heat up.
Sizzle.
So words.
Words.
That's my word stance.
Yeah.
I said that, you marinated with skin side up and that I would explain later, but I have no idea why. So why don't you explain to the nice people why you do that?
Yeah. Full disclosure, I am not a chef, so what I'm saying might be a whole bunch of hullabaloo. But in my experience, the skin of the chicken, since it's It's fat. It's squishier. It's gonna suck up flavor quicker. The meat's gonna.
Oh, who's ruining the shot?
Good news. The outage has been resolved. Are we gonna be able to post our videos today?
That is good news.
You want to start over? What do you want to do here?
And we know I want to keep all of that. So how about, where did we leave off?
Where do you live?
The skin absorbs flavor.
Right. It absorbs flavor pretty quick. It also imparts flavor and grease pretty quick. So it doesn't need to be in the sauce as long as the meat itself. If you want to marinate and really want the full of your chicken to absorb that flavor, the skin's not what should be down in there. The rest of the chicken should. So just do that skin side up. Also, I like to go back and forth flipping the chicken. And when I start cooking, or when Jeffrey starts cooking, more accurately, because I'm very lazy, start with the heat on, skin side down, to try to get the skin to brown a little bit, so it's as close to the heat as possible. So, skin's kind of taking turns, being on the top and bottom.
Yeah.
Which reason is the real reason? I don't trust me for any of this.
Alright, so, as the chicken doesn't boil. So as the broth starts to boil, the next step is to flip the chicken again.
I hate to be that guy, Jeffrey, but this technically isn't a broth. It doesn't have any
Fair point.
meat product in it originally. Like, the chicken's not cooking in it, so it might be becoming, but broth tends to be based off of the carcass of meat.
That's true. I don't know why I said broth. I don't usually call it a broth.
This is true.
Let's flip into chicken. Make sure to be careful and don't burn yourself. I can say that to you and also to Abby.
Yeah, I'm really bad at that.
So once you flip the chicken, I need one of these guys, a bay leaf. You take one of those and you throw it in, and then make sure that it gets into the sauce itself and not just sitting on top of the chicken.
I'm gonna put another small one in there because we had some pretty big pieces.
That's true.
So I'm gonna do. Here's a little guy. Little guy.
Little bye.
Yeah.
It's a little bye.
A little guy.
I'm a little bye. You're a little bye. I'm not. I'm very ace. Once that gets all done, then you put the lid back on, and you move the burner down. We have a little simmer section, so that's where I put it. If you don't, you just put it down to the lowest setting. And then set another timer. As for how long you cook the chicken, it does genuinely depend on like how big your pieces are. We are putting these guys in for about 28 minutes, and then we'll check and see what it looks like at that point. But that'll come later. So.
My dude, we don't have any clean plates for dinner.
Oh, I forgot to run the dishwasher. Okay, we need to fix this. That's not part of cooking. That's just part of Jeffrey forgot to run the dishwasher when he got home. Once the initial cook of the adobo is done, then you'll get up and you'll go check the sauce. You want to taste it to make sure that it's at the level that you want it. I'm not going to go into any more detail because Abbey will more on their channel. So make sure you go check out their video. They'll go more into detail about what you do with the sauce, if you need to make changes, that kind of stuff, and what you need to do to make those changes. So make sure to go check them out. So once all that's done, then you just kind of check the chicken. If there are still any like bloody bits, which happens on occasion, basically just kind of flip them over so that the so that those bits are like on the bottom of the pot, and then you will turn up turn up the temperature of the pot, and just kind of let it sit, let it boil again, let it sit for a little bit in that, and then turn it off, and you wait for the water to stop boiling, and then you serve and eat. I hope I did a good job of explaining that. I'm not overly good at explaining things, especially when it comes to cooking. I didn't really cook at all. Whatsoever until I moved in with Abby. The most complicated meal that I could make before that was basically putting things together in a crock pot and letting that cook, and that's not even remotely complicated. So moving in with Abby really allowed me to try more things, and I'm really glad that's the case, especially with this meal, because I really enjoy adobo, and I hope that all of you enjoyed this video. and hopefully enjoy making adobo yourself, because it is really, really good. So, with all that being said, I will see all of you tomorrow.